We are live, and this is a quick Halloween edition of our live shot here on Facebook and YouTube. We're Mike and Jennifer Wendland, and we thank you guys for being a part of all of this. And we invite you to please jump in and let us know that you're watching this thing. You can click and just let us know that you're hearing us, and we'll be delighted to have you ask questions or be a part of it. And we thought what we would do today is sort of talk through an idea about a question that we recently received from one of our listeners. You should have seen this as we're trying to set this up. We can't get the light right. We tried.
Hopefully this will work.
Yeah. So we were outside. We're in Florida. We're coming to you from Florida. And we first tried it out on our balcony. And if you want, later on here, I'll take the camera and we'll show you what it looks out there. It's a beautiful day here. It's, what is the temperature out there?
Probably 70 something.
78, high 70s, supposed to be, and it's perfect. There's no humidity, which is unusual. And hi from, Michael says hi from Myrtle Beach. Glad to see you, Michael. Thank you for jumping in like that. That's always good to see somebody say hello. That's Michael up there. Let me put that down a little bit here where we can all see where you're from, and you can all comment like Michael did just there and ask questions. But we want to present to you a question that we're going to try and share that came from one of the listeners of our podcasts and our blogs, and then we would like you to jump in as well, and you can do so by just typing in comments below. And the question, let me just kind of read it here. It comes from a guy named Mark Prager, and Mark says, hey guys, he said, we are building an RV park in Texas, and we want to do it right. We know that there are some things that RVers in general want and others that are less important. We're almost certainly hiring a consultant, and we've been in communication already. In addition, I have visited many parks in the area and have read, listened, and learned great amounts, but you guys would provide me with a unique perspective. Without taking up too much more of your time, do you have any suggestions? Let us know. So this is from Mark, and Mark wants ideas on what he should include in an RV park. So let's just start. Jennifer, what would you advise Mark that he do?
Cement slabs, not loose gravel, a nice foundation base level.
So you just drive in and it's level, every site.
Yes.
I suppose you could have some tent sites that obviously are not that way, but if you're looking for an RV park, that's a really good one. How many times have we backed in and not had it really
But
long?
I know there's a cost factor. If you want to add a table, chairs, grill, anything like that, just like a KOA, anybody who wants to pay more for those things.
Yeah, I think I guess one of the larger questions that Mark has to determine is where will most of his business come from? Are they going to be people just overnighting, or are there people that he wants to stay for multiple days? And if it's just overnighting, you probably don't need all that stuff. But if it's multiple days,
whether you have washing machines, dryers on site.
That's a big draw. We pick sites primarily because of that sometimes.
And swimming pool.
Swimming pool.
Exercise area. I'm always waiting for an exercise area, which never happens.
Oh, come on.
You can go hike or ride your bike, I know.
I know.
And the countryside that you're near.
Have we ever found an RV park?
A couple of them.
Yeah.
We wrote reviews about in Florida.
But that would be a pretty important thing for us.
To me it is.
If
and then in
looking,
Arizona, how could I forget the one in Arizona? It was a great big stick that if a snake came in, you would use the stick to get the snake out.
This was, Jennifer was in exercising and she was all alone and she had this big stick. She said, what's that for? It was to catch and drive the snakes out.
Yeah, if they left the door open.
I guess they slithered in. Let's see, we got some feedback here from Sherry. She says, hi from Michigan, in the 30s here. Ooh. Oh, Sherry, I'm sorry to see that because, like I say, this is about the most beautiful day we've been. I've been out in the sun twice and you've been in it once. And it's been great. Halloween, happy Halloween, by the way, everybody. We're posing as RVers here today. All right, so Jennifer, so let's say that you want this to be a destination park. She says cement slabs. She said exercise would be a big draw. Washer and dryers, What other, and grills would be really nice to have on site.
And some people want the hookups,
Yeah.
for sewer and,
All the
the
full
option,
hookups.
whether you want a full hookup or not.
And I guess landscaping is nice to have good landscaping.
It would be nice not to look directly at your neighbor, although some people like that.
Some do, I guess. But yeah, we always like sites that have a little bit of privacy or the illusion of privacy. One thing that I think would be good is if you could somehow keep the site with maybe put the Class Bs together, the Class As, the Class Cs, so you don't have a Class B trapped between two big Class As like you're in a canyon of skyscrapers. Here's Rita says green space. Rita, that's a really good thing. I know one of the things that we really like about many KOAs, we travel with our dog Bo, is having an exercise area, an off-leash area, as many KOAs have. Now, granted, most KOAs are very small, but Mark, you're building a RV site park from scratch, so having that ability to have people bring their pets and let them exercise off leash is a really nice thing.
And it would be nice if there were two areas. And here we're picky. We're asking for off leash and then have it somehow divided so that there's two areas.
Yeah, one for maybe big dogs, one for littler dogs. Yeah.
Put your dog in with another dog that you don't want to.
Yeah, I think that's a really important thing. And then, here we come to the one thing that we all want is Wi-Fi. And that is a huge challenge for every RV park because everybody expects it now. So having Wi-Fi is really critical, and you want good Wi-Fi. You don't want the kind of Wi-Fi that is, by nature it's going to be shared. So you might have to have a couple of different routers out there, but as fast as Wi-Fi as you can get, and of course cable hookups. Those are all nice amenities. We're adding to your cost here. Let's see what we've got here. I just mentioned cable, and Jan Bailey Owens says cable is nice. Yep, it is. We've got a comment from Rosemarie, who says, hi from Florida and a beautiful day here. I wonder where you are in Florida, Rosemarie. We're in the Emerald Coast up near Destin, and it is absolutely beautiful. It says we stay in state parks mostly, but they don't usually have full hookups. We like them better than most private parks because the sites are so tight. I guess you mean the private parks sites are tight and there's more room in the state park. But yeah, we agree with all that. And Rosemary says she's in North Florida in Jacksonville, so you're not too far. We're just west of you here. And then Robert Perry says shade trees. Robert, good point, particularly for the guy who wrote this, Mark, who is in Texas. They need shade.
Don't know if shade's out there or not. What part of Texas he's building this park?
Yeah, I sent Mark a note a few minutes ago and said, hey, Mark, because he was going to record this for the podcast. It didn't come through. And I said, hey, we're going to do a live report in a minute, so we'll use this to kind of talk through. So if you're just tuning in, we're talking about a reader who wrote us an email. He's building a brand new RV park, and he wants to do it right, and he wants some suggestions on what we would like, all of us would like to have. So let's crowdsource the answer for this. The features that you think are good. We talked about dog exercise areas. We talked.
Then you could have kid exercise areas.
Well, wife exercise areas. That's a big thing.
It could be husbands like to work out too.
What do you all think? And I'll start with you, Jennifer, about places that have that's like some KOAs and some campgrounds we stay at serve breakfast for a nominal fee. I'm thinking of the one in Nashville. That was really nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've been to several like that where for a couple of dollars you can go have pancakes, sausage, or just some sort of easy breakfast.
Yeah, so breakfast. So
for a lot of people, I think they'd like that.
I think we went to one near the Badlands, and they had a barbecue dinner every night too that you could buy. So you could do your sightseeing or whatever you're doing, and then come back and have dinner in the RV park at a reasonable fee. Rosemarie Hine just added a comment, and she suggests fire pits. She thinks that they should all have fire pits. Absolutely, I think that's a big part. One trend that we have noticed in a lot of parks is sort of campfire spot, big campfire, bonfire spots.
Where everybody can gather.
Yeah, what do you all think about that? Do you think that's a good idea, having a bonfire site like that in one kind of group thing?
I think that's a good idea. People, if they want to meet people, if they've been on the road a while and they want to talk and get to know people, get ideas, share experiences, recommendations of where to go and everything, having a circle that people can join if they feel social.
I think that's a really nice feature. And you have some chairs, and you could find people in the community that would come and tell the history of the area you're at, and have little programs, stuff like that. Jan Bailey says, nice to have a covered area for guests to gather and visit. And I guess that would kind of work with that. And then Diane says, love finding fairly level sites. My husband has a breathing issue, and oftentimes public, state, federal parkland have level pads, but then they just go on all amuck in the actual campfires. Level, that was, I think, how we started it off. And that was, that can get pretty tough. So good point there. Carla likes your idea of a play area for the kids. She thinks that's a great idea. And Rosemary's back too about having socials and how that's a nice thing.
Perhaps nice, like in the Badlands where it isn't that easy to find a grocery store. And like you say, you've been sightseeing all day, and to know that they supply a dinner for not that much, that you could go there and relax.
Yeah, I think that's a really...
And then the most important thing is socializing, to say, what else is in the area? What did you see today that you recommend? To share that information with each other.
We've been to a lot of parks. I think of the one down here that we like a lot on the Emerald Coast called Camp Gulf. We stay there a lot, and they have regular scheduled things like an ice cream social. They have a barbecue. They had a pulled pork dinner one night. They have entertainment. Those are really nice features.
It's expensive, but it's nice.
Yeah, it is really
and
nice.
You can book there like for a month naturally and get a better rate.
Yeah.
Use that as your base.
Michael Cooper says clean and scenic is important to him. And that's tough, because you're taking a piece of property and developing it into an RV park. And, they're costly. Running all those utilities, all that stuff through costs a lot of money. And it's tough on a developer. But Mark, who wrote this question to us in the first place, Mark, I think you got to listen to this, because listen to what Michelle says. She says, I would pay top dollar for a dog-free campground. I am so sick of hearing out of control barking dogs. Well, I bet there are some like that. I think that it would be cost inefficient for most RV parks, because our surveys show that about 63% of all RVers travel with a dog. And indeed, one of the reasons they chose the RV lifestyle is to have a dog, is to be able to travel with their dog. So
we really have lucked out, maybe because we boondock a lot. We've never had a problem with dogs, hearing dogs bark.
Hey, I got to give a shout out to a couple of my ham radio buddies who happened to see the shirt I happen to be wearing today. Jennifer said I should have changed, but I don't want to change. I just came in from the beach. N4 Echo Echo Quebec, or is that Oscar? Echo Echo Oscar, we're saying hi from Cincinnati. Alan's a ham radio operator. And so is Jay Lytle, K5NIC from North Dakota, or from Oklahoma. Sorry about that. Yep, a lot of us here. I have been doing a ton of ham radio all my life, and it's still a hobby. It's a great hobby for being able to travel in an RV. I've got a couple of systems. In fact, if you go to roadtrekking.com, scroll to the bottom right, and you'll see a little map. It comes from my amateur radio station, which uses a service that pings a map, and you can see on a map where we are. But now I don't have to have it on there. I share that with you. A lot of people are concerned about privacy, and we're not. We live our lives on the internet for you, so we aren't that concerned. You think I should take that map off?
Where we are?
Yeah.
All the time?
Well, not all the time. Just
well,
when
our
we're traveling.
daughter told us to take it off when you had it, so that everywhere we drove, it was being posted.
Yeah, we had
home, not home.
We had a couple
store.
of people knock on the door at 10 o'clock at night one time, so I don't know, but it's pretty fun. All right, let's see. We got some more comments about some of the sites. Rosemary says, "Where is this proposed park going to be?" And I'm sorry, I should probably read the letter again, but it's in Texas. And for those of you just tuning in, here's what he says. He says, "We're building an RV park in Texas and want to do it right. We know there are some things RVers in general want, others less important. We're almost certainly hiring a consultant." He asked for our perspective and the things we recommend, and I thought this is a great way for us all to crowd check and to add to the things Jennifer and I have been suggesting. JG Van says clean bathrooms and shower is key for us. Yeah, I don't know why we didn't say that right at the top.
Usually we have clean bathrooms and showers.
Oh man, I got
so
some
there's
pictures.
Been a few.
Yeah,
there's been a few that haven't been so great.
And we've showered with spiders. You've exercised well where snakes crawl in, rattlesnakes in Arizona, but they didn't crawl in then. Yeah, that's a good one. Clean bathrooms and showers, and well maintained. Always well maintained, with the locks that work on the bathrooms, privacy, and with locks on the showers. Instead, most of them crowd in with just this little flimsy shower curtain that has about that much of a gap on the floor, you know, and they don't have hooks to hang your stuff on. You know, I'm just telling you. So, you know, bending a little bit extra on a nice shower and a nice bathroom is a big draw. Word will spread, Mark, faster about your park if you spend that little bit of extra. And obviously that means keeping it clean, having it clean all the time, and a big staff to clean it.
I guess it's only state parks where you go in and you have to put quarters in to take a shower.
Does that bother you? I don't mind paying extra if it's clean. Mm-hmm. You know, what is it? It's 3 minutes, I think they give you. Mm-hmm. So you always take about 4 quarters and you feed it in, and I always have extra. But I don't mind coin-operated showers at all if the place is clean. And like I say,
normally that's the state parks. It's not a private owned.
Yeah, I'm sure you could probably do it.
Oh, we did have that in Canada once we were there. Yeah.
Yeah. In Canada we did that. So, well, I think we've about covered all of the key features that we came with, and you guys have thought of a lot. You can use comments below right now to add any of the features that you think that this Mark fellow from Texas who's building an RV park should put in. As I said, I sent him a note and gave him this link, and I don't know if he was at a computer, but hopefully I'll send it for him, and we'll see if he can pick it up. Where are we, you may ask? Well, this is Florida. We are still in Florida. We were going to leave today back from Michigan, and oh my gosh, the weather. Oh, it's perfect. I mean, it's more than perfect, don't you think?
It's quite pleasant.
Yeah, it's one of the most beautiful days around. I've been telling you all on the podcast and elsewhere that this is the best time of year to be in Florida, and October has certainly been there. We had one cold day Saturday, but other than that, it's been great.
Cold and rainy Saturday.
Yep. So, all right, let's look at some of the other things that have come in. Mary Lou Goodwin says, someplace to swim. Obviously, that's important, and particularly in Texas. You'd want to have a heated pool, I guess. That's good. And Rosemary Haynes says, I love that you did this for a developer. Make sure to let us know when it's done. Well, Mark, I think you got I'm looking here, there's 57 that are on live now watching us, and I think you got a lot of potential customers for that RV park if you follow their advice. And Rita asked, what are some model campgrounds? And that's a really good question, Rita. What are some of the best ones that you've all been at? I think, I think it's pretty hard to beat on a consistency level KOAs, don't you?
Usually they're good.
We've had a couple of bad experiences. Estes Park, Colorado. I'll never get over that when they put us in the middle of a gravel parking a driveway, basically. But the place was filled and we had a place to stay, so I can't complain too much. And then we had one in Nebraska that the sewers had overflowed.
Well, they've had bad
Tons
weather.
of rain. I mean, these things do happen, but
things happen.
We generally will pick a KOA because it has those services that we just want. And
then again, if you want scenic, usually they're by a busy road.
Yeah, now the KOA has they have those destination ones, which are full-scale resorts. But yeah, most of them are by a road and they're kind of noisy. And maybe that's another feature that our caller or our writer should think about, is where you're going to locate this RV park. Are you near heavy traffic noises? That's my one fault about KOA, is all night long, because they're usually right off on interstate. You hear the trucks.
That's also a good thing, because you're there.
Yeah, and it's very quick.
You've been driving, you pull off, and you're there.
Yep. Here's a comment from Sandy, who says, in the state parks in Arkansas, you don't have to put money into taking a shower. Yep. A lot of them are free like that, but many of them out west they do, where water's a little scarcer. Yeah. Here's Denise. I'm not a dog owner, but I love the dog parks where we stay in Ontario, Canada. I love to go and watch them play. Don't they? I miss my dog. Our dog Bo, if you're a regular listener, has been not with us on this trip. This has been 6 weeks that he's been gone. He's getting trained, doing some training. So we pick him up in a week, and that's pretty good. So there you go, Denise. I think that's a really good point. There are a couple of dog resorts. One we were hoping to visit in North Carolina, but we didn't want to visit without Bo. And our friend Bonnie Schwartz from Asheville, North Carolina, has told us about that for a couple of years now, and we need to go visit that. So it's kind of geared to dogs, and that would really be fun. All right. Well, I think we've got tons to talk about. It's Halloween. I know many of you are either at work or getting ready to have the kids come out and feed. Just remember, I like Milk Duds. If you have any Milk Duds, save them, send them to me. Do they even make Milk Duds? They do make them. I think I only see them at Halloween.
Well, we usually do our best to. I usually do my best to keep you away from candy.
And Milk Duds. Why? I don't know why. I don't have any idea why. So, hey, this is fun. This will be on our Facebook group. We'll put this on our page later in the week. And, of course, on our YouTube channel. I want to give you one more pitch from our YouTube channel. Jennifer and I have been working really hard on that for about 4 months. We have more than doubled the number of subscriptions that we have, and that's how you'll know when we do new videos. We put new videos up on our RV Lifestyle Channel. RVLifestyleChannel.com, all one word. We put about 2 new videos up a week, and we're going to be trying to do one live shot like this every week as well, where we'll pick a topic that a reader or a listener or a viewer asks us to talk about, and have you guys help me crowdsource the answer, and then we'll leave it up for everybody to see. I did promise I'd go out and show them the water. All right, let me stand up here, and we'll see if we can show you the water. Some of you actually remember this. Do you remember this place? This was the condo that we bought. We were down here so often that we bought it, and we let me just kind of give you a quick look at part of it. It's a mess. I'm not supposed to show you that. Okay. She's got it all torn apart because we're cleaning. We recorded the podcast earlier today. In fact, I got to edit that yet. And I haven't put all that stuff away. There's part of the podcast stuff that we take and put it right here in the kitchen. But hey, all right, I'm going to give you one quick look especially for those of you who are up where there's snow flying around. I understand the upper Midwest has got a pretty nasty night, and I'm going to get all dark, but I'm going to show you the view from one of our patios here. Oh my gosh, it's nice. And the water is crystal clear. This is why they call this the Emerald Coast. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that real well. Let's get out there and give you a better view. There it is. That's the Emerald. See the flag flying on your right-hand side there? That is the green flag, which is signifying that it's calm. There are a bunch of little stingrays in there. We've been watching them play all day. Excuse me, I just sneezed. Must be something in the air. All right, let me get past here, and we will get out of this live shot. We got a bunch more comments. So let's see. Here's one that came in from Jay, who says, our favorite campground had a dog wash station. That'd be a pretty cool thing to have. I just showed him the water and I sneezed.
Oh, geez.
You can tell it's live, right? So JG Van says his favorite one had a dog wash station. And Mary Lou says she's so jealous. She's up there in Canada where it's cold and rainy, I hear today. What's the name of the dog place we travel with our Shelties? Well, I don't remember. It's in North Carolina. And I'm sure somebody will remember it. But there is a dog RV park that's out there pretty good. And that would be a lot of fun.
A lot of off-leash parks, at least down here in Florida, they have a place where you can hose down your dog because if they go in the salt water, you got to get that salt off them.
Yeah. JG says the dog wash place campground was at Elephant Butte, New Mexico. So that was pretty good. And our friend Mrs. Geek, Chris Gould, is watching. Chris, I think we've become Florida residents. This is pretty good. Chris notes that she likes to be by water. She thinks Corps of Engineer parks are good. You know, we don't talk enough about Corps of Engineer parks. They're out west, always on water, very, very reasonable. Thanks, Chris, for reminding us of that. And for somebody building one, you know, having water nearby, a pond, a fishing pond, that's a pretty good thing. And last one comment here is from Nancy, who says she loves the Emerald Isle. Oh, everybody's coming in. Loves the Emerald Isle. Don't give away our secret places. I won't do that. No more. I won't give them any more views, and that's it. And then George says, if you have any parks that are adults only. Yes. Where did we see that? Naples. It was one of those very high-end in Naples, Florida. Naples, Florida had, Chris Gould says she's cold, and they're on the Mississippi right now in Illinois. It's nice and warm down here, Chris. But to George's question about parks that are adult only,
go on.
Naples, Florida, I can't remember, but it was very expensive. I mean, it cost, I think it's like $100 a night. And they really were geared for Class A and for people who, you know.
They wanted Class A motorhomes. They had the workout area.
They did have a work. Yeah, that's right. You remember that. So there are some adult-only classes, and I think out in Arizona, I've seen them advertised, 55 and up. I kind of like being around kids, don't you?
Yeah.
I like, all generations, and I like kids. It's just kind of fun to see them. And one of the things, the Azalea Acres, Robertsdale, Alabama. Linda, is that an adult-only class or an adult-only park that you're talking about? I'm not sure if you're answering the question we had. JG Van says 55 parks are common in Arizona. And West Coast Florida has a lot, but very expensive. They have valet and 5-star stuff. Yeah, the one we stayed at in Naples, they let us in only because we were media and we were doing a story.
And they put us by the trash cans.
They put us by the trash cans. They did. Oh,
it's okay.
And then,
whatever.
Can I tell us the next park we went to? Okay, I'm going to tell.
Don't
I can't. Come on.
No, you can't.
I won't mention where.
No.
Oh, come on. Come on. Do you want me to tell this story or not? You out there. First person who says no, I won't say it. Okay, nobody's saying.
You're just waiting for somebody to say yes so you can say
I am going to say it. Okay, so we went to this one park, and it was.
Don't say the name of the park.
I won't say the name of the park.
You don't need to get sued or something.
Kathy, by the way, says she'd love to see a list put together. Kathy, that is a good idea. Maybe somebody can grab all the stuff people are mentioning here. Okay, here we go. Rosemary says, tell us. And Helen says, tell us. So, and Nancy says, yes. Nobody's saying no, Jennifer. Okay, so here's the deal. I'll be careful about this. We went to this one park. Can I say the state?
Yeah.
It was Florida. And we arrived on a Sunday, and it was beer and brats Sunday, I think. So, okay, they had, and it was kind of cool. They had old cars, and they had beer and the brats, and everybody was having a great party. And then Monday was Margarita Monday. So that was like the drink du jour. And then Tuesdays was Hurricane Tuesdays, I think. They had hurricanes. Wednesday was pizza and beer. And Thursday was
Are you
another
getting the
drink.
drift? Every day was
a drink theme.
But it got very quiet at about 10 o'clock.
And these were all seniors.
9 o'clock,
all
10 o'clock.
Seniors.
Could hear a pin drop.
They had two activities there. One was drinking, which we have found at a lot of parks, and that's the danger to this lifestyle. People tell you that all the time about retirement, eating and drinking, and too much. Yeah, I'm not trying to say. I'm just saying too many people do too much. But this park, that was the theme, and the other one was pickleball. Everybody played pickleball, and not everybody, but they had.
And there's nothing wrong with pickleball.
Pickleball's a great sport. They had this pickleball court right across from where we stayed. It was busy from sun up till after dark, and the pickleball people we didn't see. For those people who didn't want to drink, and so those were the two activities. And
also, they had music.
60s music.
I mean, the first day it was kind of nice, and then the second day I just thought it was Groundhog's Day or something. It was kind of weird.
Let's go surfing now. Everybody's learning how to come on us. Okay, anyway, so you get the gift. We're like a bunch of children of the 60s that were trapped into this drinking time warp. As Jennifer says, by 10 o'clock, you could hear a pin drop. The only thing you could hear is the of the pickleball players, and those were the guys that we liked the best. Anyway, pickleball is an amazing sport. It is J.G. Van. I know you're on there watching us, and I know you became a huge pickleball nut. I think you wrecked out your knee on it, but you are certainly an expert. Am I right, JG, that pickleball is or it was the fastest growing organized sport in America? I think I'm right. Yeah. So anyway, Kathy Shanto, she's a hippie of the 60s, no matter what you think. I know that deep down. I feel sorry for her husband, Les, trying to keep her down, don't you? Yeah. Kathy is actually our neighbor here in the Emerald Coast. I think she's up in Navarre now today getting ready for trick-or-treaters, but she's the one who showed us this place. To tell you the truth, before we just driveway camped here in our RV, and we had a good time. All right. Well, see, now on my story, Nancy says pickleball and drinking sound like the life. All right, I'm going to end this on that. I think it's time that everybody
that we go trick-or-treat.
That we go trick-or-treat. We did that. We dressed up as zombies. If you haven't seen our zombie picture yet, please go look and take a look at. I got to turn these off and take a look at our zombie pictures on YouTube. We did a little video. We dressed up as zombies and had a lot of fun. And
I can't believe they all dressed up like zombies. The little kids weren't afraid. There were some pretty scary faces out there.
Yeah, they were.
Little kids, what they're exposed to these days. They don't get scared.
All right, back to our original comment about things to include in your RV park that the writer was building. We've gotten way off guard, but somebody says we should do a segment on pickleball. I think I did. There's a video on it someplace on our YouTube channel. You've never heard of it. Oh my gosh, Rosemary, it is huge. I'll go dig that up and I'll put a link to it later on. And that's an idea that our RV developers should have is pickleball.
Yes,
pickleball courts,
pickleball.
because it's huge. A lot of the snowbirds who play it in Florida and Arizona then go back home and they go from there. And Nancy says she wants to be like us when she grows up. You'll just make your kids embarrassed, Nancy. You don't want to do that. All right. Hey, we love all you guys. We're going to try and do this every Wednesday, either afternoon or in the evening, and report all of these things. And we'll have a question of the week and a comment. And I'm sure we'll go off track like this. Mary Jane says she never heard of pickleball either. All right. Look later on. I'll put a link to the pickleball story. It is a great sports combination of badminton and tennis, and anybody can play it. I mean, anybody you can start playing it from moment one. It's very competitive, or it can be just fun, but it's a really great sport, and you'll see quickly why it's so popular. All right. Did I embarrass you?
No, it didn't embarrass me at all.
That's unusual. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Happy Halloween, and we will see you all later on down the road as we go road trekking across North America. Bye-bye.